I'm Janet Ford, and yes, I'm the CEO of Leadership with Purpose and Passion, but let me just tell you, I love what I do because I love people. And I love people because people are the greatest asset in the world. Because without people, we don't have a business, we don't have employees, we don't have managers, supervisors, we don't have anybody to do anything. So we have to recognize and realize that people absolutely matter, regardless if you're in a business, whether you own a business, if you're the CEO of a company, or if you work for a nonprofit organization, it does not matter. People are your number one resource, and we should always strive to take care of them. I was asked by Jackie to provide a brief presentation on a topic. So I'm going to do that versus talk about me and that sort of thing, and because you can learn about me later. So I want to talk about something that I think that is really important in the work environment, because it's something that I discovered after realizing that there are a lot of tools out there that we as leaders in our organizations, we really do need. So I ran across this book, and it focused on social intelligence. Now, most people understand what emotional intelligence is, but social intelligence was something new to me as a manager, and when I read it, it was actually an eye-opener, because it talked about how to connect with people in a positive way. When you think you connect, a lot of times you think you connect. You know, okay, well, you know, I'm a nice person and I get along well with people and they like me. Well, I think they like me. But when we talk about social intelligence, what I found out was that there were 5 key concepts that I really needed to work on. So I want to share those 5 key concepts with you, if that's okay. Now, I can't give you all of it, because in 20 minutes, I just can't do it in 20 minutes, but I'm going to give you a short presentation of what those 5 are. So let me just talk about first what social intelligence is. Most of the time, we kind of think, well, okay, does it mean social and then being intelligent while you're being social? Well, no, not really. But social intelligence really basically is the ability to get along with people and to get them to do what you want them to do. Did you get that? Mm-hmm. Getting people to get along well with you, and then they choose to do what you want them to do. How do you do that? The first key concept I want to talk about is situational awareness. Now, when you think about situational awareness, in a nutshell, it's being aware of what's going on around you and then knowing how to appropriately respond to whatever that situation is. So, it's the ability to read and to understand and to interpret everything that is going on. So right now, if you stop and you look around the room, what do you see? What have you noticed? Did you notice somebody coming in that was a little frazzled? Or somebody that came in that really didn't realize, do I need to be here? Am I in the wrong place? Or did you notice that somebody came in, they were really hungry and they went straight for the food? Or somebody that came in and said, no, thank you, I just want something to drink. Situational awareness is being aware of what's going on at any given moment in the situation that you happen to find yourself in. And that includes people, the environment, and also those things that you can't control, like the temperature. Is it a little warm in here? But is it a little cold in here? Or it's just right? It's just right. Well, when we came in here earlier, it was hot. But something happened and it started cooling down. Situational awareness, that's the one thing. So I have this final thought that I have in the course that I teach, and this is what it says. It says, having a good situational radar means having a respectful interest in other people. Being self-centered, but preoccupied with your own personal feelings and with your own personal needs and your own interest. And if you're not open to the feelings and needs and interests of others, then it makes it difficult for any of us to obtain the respect and the cooperation that is needed to be successful in anything that you do. That's what situational awareness is. So now, let's go to the second one, being present. Being present is probably, well, I know it's my favorite, one of my favorites. But being present means that, if I can, I'm going to come up and I'm going to, hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good. And your name is?
Natalie.
Natalie. My name is Janet.
Okay.
You look so wonderful today. And I am so glad that you're here. Right. And I am looking at her, and I'm not looking off at somebody else. So she knows at that moment, I am present with you. I'm paying attention to you because you matter. Right? That's what being present is. So I want you to think about something. So being present is living in the moment and being available both physically and emotionally for people who need you to be aware of what's going on. Now, how many of you in a situation at work or in the community or at home, sometimes you get a little busy, don't you? Sometimes the phone is ringing, you got this going on, you got that going on, and somebody needs your attention like right now. What do? Now, some of us will try to multitask, and we'll do one of these numbers. Oh, yeah, come on in, and then here we are. Oh, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, all right, let me just finish this right quick. And we're typing, and they're standing there, and they're just waiting and waiting. You know what? Go ahead, tell me what you want to know. I'm paying attention. But are you really? You're not paying attention. Or we know we have our cell phones, and now most of us know how to text, even though the younger ones have kind of taught us, and we've got a little seasoned with that. And we're texting, and somebody's trying to talk to us, and we're like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, I got it. And you didn't get it. You weren't present at all. You were someplace else. Being present is a matter of respecting the other person. That's what being present is. Being present means that you matter so much to me that I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to give you 100% of my attention. And if I can't, then instead of me giving you 50% of my attention, or sometimes even 25, I'm going to let you know, I'm really busy right now. Can I talk to you at 1 o'clock? And if you come back, then I will be done with this and I can give you my undivided attention. Because sometimes we are busy and we can't. But what we have to do is recognize that that person is important enough to either stop what we're doing or schedule another time that we can give them that attention. So being present is so important. And so here's a thought I have. It says, would that we all could live in the moment and enjoy what we can out of what we have. Then we would really know what it is to be present. And being present both emotionally and behaviorally enables us to reach out to others and build the connections with people. That's what being present does. And that can contribute not only to our success, but to their success as well. So being present is the second one when we're talking about social intelligence and how do we get people to come near to us and then want to serve us in a positive way. Now the third one is authenticity. We hear a lot about being authentic, but what do we do about it? Okay. Authenticity really means doing the right thing regardless. Doing the right thing regardless. Regardless of how I feel, regardless of whether or not it's a good day or bad day, regardless of whether or not it's going to be to my advantage or not to my advantage. Authenticity means doing the right thing all the time. So when we think about authenticity, I have a question for you. And this is the only one I'm going to ask. So the question I want to ask when we talk about authenticity is this. Are you really true to yourself? How well do you know you? Just think about that just for a second or two. How well do you know you?
Are you looking for us to answer that question?
No.
Okay.
Just want you to think about it.
Okay.
How well do you know you? And the reason I pause is because a lot of us think we know ourselves pretty well until we get into a situation that we haven't been in before, or until somebody pushes that wrong button. Authenticity deals with us knowing ourselves well enough so that then we can change how we respond to certain things. The fourth one is clarity. Being clear. Clear in speech, clear in communication, and being clear in how you handle and deal with other people. Now I want to pick up this and I want to read this. Because clarity is the ability to clearly express yourself, use your language effectively, and explain your concepts and persuade with your own ideas and your impact. Because clarity is displayed by you owning your own message, by you using your own voice, and then you have confidence in what you say to people. If you're wishy-washy and you're saying one thing and you're doing something else, or people that you're talking to can't really understand what you're saying, then what happens is that you may or may not get the results that you're looking for. So clarity is really, really important. It's important in the workplace, it's important at home, regardless of wherever you are. So if you were in the grocery store and you were not clear about using cash or credit, the person behind the counter may or may not know, and what happens is that a lot of times they're standing there and they're waiting for you to either press the little button, a lot of times, and then not only credit but debit. So you have to be clear in how you communicate with people, even in some of the simplest things. So I want you to think about this. Think about this statement here. Do you say what you mean, and do you mean what you say? Do you always say what you mean and mean what you say? Clarity is so important. Do you speak a lot of times too fast so people can't understand what you're saying? Or do you speak so slow until there's like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, and they finish your sentences for you? Or, and how well do you listen? Do you listen attentively, or do you listen to respond instead of trying to understand first? All of those are clarity. So here's a final thought. The best way to succeed is to always have a specific intent, a clear vision, and always a plan of action, and the ability to maintain clarity in everything that you do. So those are the pillars of success, and they will never, ever, ever fail. So the last thing I want to talk about is empathy. Empathy is the one key that will allow people, that will cause people to come towards you versus repel. And why do we say that? Because everybody wants to have somebody feel the way they're feeling. If my brother over here was sitting here and I could tell that he was not feeling well, or I could tell that something is going on, then coming over to him and says, you know, I noticed that you're not feeling well today, and if there's anything that I can do to help, let me know. Sometimes empathy goes so far that it brings an instant connection with people. So when we talk about empathy, and here's the final thought, is that it requires a long term investment, because empathy is something that you connect with people over time. That means that you spend time with them. That means you get to know them. That means that they begin to trust you. So when we talk about the 5 keys, in closing, the 5 keys for social intelligence and for us to be able to get along with people and for people to be drawn toward us instead of being repelled away from us, is that we always want to have awareness of what's going on around us, the situational awareness. Then we want to be present. That means we want people to know and feel that we're connected and that we are important enough, or they're important enough, that I'm going to spend and I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to spend time with you. Then you want to be authentic. You want to be real. You don't want to be phony. You want to put on that face in the morning, and then when you get home, they're like, oh, you're something else in the afternoon. We want to be authentic. We want to be real to ourselves first, and then we want to be real to those people around us. And then after that, we want to be clear about who we are and what we're about, so other people don't misinterpret what we say or what we do. And then lastly, empathetic. Be empathetic. It is so important because people want to know sometimes that I understand what you're going through. And you don't necessarily have to experience that, but because you care about them, that means that there is a connection. If you hurt, I'm going to do everything that I can to minimize that hurt. So those are the 5 key concepts that effective leaders learn how to use in their workplace, in their community, even in their home. And if you take those and you apply them and practice them, then what happens is you will find people will just want to be around you. Because you radiate something that they want to be a part of. So that's something that's different than emotional intelligence. Social intelligence draws people to you. So I will stop right here. Does anybody have any questions or any comments over what I just said? Anything? Okay, great. Well, in closing, I just want to let you know that one of the things that I love is that I love being able to share what I have from the inside out. And I just truly love that. And I will tell you, God has just really blessed me with an opportunity to write a book. It's I Need to Know Now, and it's focused on helping leaders lead more effectively. Because leading from the inside out is what true leadership is all about. And so I would like to share that with you. And over here on the table, I have the book, and I'm definitely willing to sign it. And if you'd like to purchase it, then we have that over there, and also some other things that I've done as well. So I want to thank Jackie for inviting me, and thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention.